Welcome techies to another VR show, a show where we look at PC VR, PSVR, and mobile VR, so you guys don't have to waste your time and money. And today, we're looking at a game called Pixel Ripped 1995. Now, I've been looking forward to this game ever since it was announced because these folks came out with a game called Pixel Ripped 1985, or 1989, that came out last year, and I really liked that game. I did a review on that game as well on this channel, and it was a nostalgic trip, even for somebody who didn't grow up in the 80s. It was a great familiar feeling, you know, going through those classics and getting that feeling. So in this game, they took it to the 90s, and I'm a 90s kid, so I couldn't wait to see what they did with this game and to see how they expanded the original game compared to this game. Let's go ahead and dive in and take a look.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech, going for a recce is the gaming tech, gaming techie is the gaming tech, gaming techie.
Alright guys, here we are with Pixel Ripped 1995. I can't wait to dive into this game with you guys. This is a game I've been looking forward to for a really long time. You know, as a fan of the 90s, I was born in, basically 1989, so. Alright guys, so here we are with Pixel Ripped 1995. So I'm excited to bring this video to you guys and to play this game for the first time with you guys. I've been looking forward to this game ever since it was announced. I did play the 1989 version that they did before. And obviously, as a 90s kid, I was really excited when they announced that they were going to be doing Pixel Ripped 1995, because I was more a 90s kid, obviously, to, explore what they do with the games that came out during that time. So let's go ahead and dive right into this. You can see here the cool menu. You're looking at like a system right in front of you that kind of reminds you of like the Super Nintendo or something like that, or cartridge-based systems from back in the day. Maybe the Genesis is more what that looks like. But either way, you can start a game. You can select a level. There's nothing really we need to do here. I'm loving the pixel art already. Loving this whole presentation. Oh, here we are. Okay, so this is how Dot saved the world. And also, look at this environment that we're in. Literally feel like you're in the 90s here. There once was a hero named Dot, who was trained by the smartest master. Dot was awesome and everybody loved her because she kept far off a land safe with her super cool laser gun. There we go. But Dot was more than just a hero. She was a guardian. Guardian of the very soul of the game world. The Pixel Stone. Silent Lord. Oh, there goes the, Getting some flashbacks here from a certain game back in the 90s that came out on what they're doing here. The world needed a hero, so Dot stepped up and gave her best shot. You're too strong for me. And that's the story of how Dot saved the world. Forever. Did you really think it'd be that easy? I have all eternity to destroy you, and I'll enjoy every second of it. Oh boy. Things are shaking around us. That thing just like ran into my face. Dot. Master Dot, stop dreaming. You cannot rest until Silent Lord is defeated. He's on his way to steal a Pixel Stone from a different time. If he manages that, the game world would fall into chaos. I have figured out what he has been aiming for, but we have to hurry. Our time machine is ready, but those hoops refuse to light up. Maybe you could find a way to power them up. Close your right fist to use the laser gun. Here we go. My God, look at this place. Take a look around, Dot. Everything is so colorful in 1995. Dude, this looks awesome. Yeah, because like in the game 1989, the kid did something kind of similar to this, but it wasn't as colorful and it wasn't like as nice looking as this, because obviously it was a game, you know, based in the 80s, not the 90s, where things got a, you know, 16-bit basically instead of 8-bit, which is what their previous game was. A little far-off land growing up so fast. Alas, we do not have time to dilly-dally. We should head to your house to get your new equipment. This is freaking awesome. Oh my God, look at this. Look at me. I just put on those, yep. Oh. Things dressing me up. Now it wants me to pick this part up. Got the helmet. I still can't get over how cool this is to be in a game like this. Good, you're looking much more presentable. Now it's time to prepare for Simulon's attack. I know you have beaten him once, but you should not underestimate him. Underneath that feeble exterior lies a devious, willy mind. That is why I believe you should form a new player sync. That means pairing your conscience with a human player's conscience with a human player's body and mind. You're powerful on your own, but the help from a skilled player could make you unstoppable. Go ahead, Dot. Use your bracelet to find the best player from 1995. Looking for the best player. Best player found. David King. High score. Age 9 years old. Location New Jersey. Hours of gaming. Player sync online. Transferring. Player sync established. We're flying. We're out. I got him in the room. Look at me. With the controller in my hand. Look at this place. There's somebody outside. My mom, presumably. So, I just got transported into a world where I'm playing as the 9-year-old, obviously, that we just basically got into. And he's been gaming forever. Look at all these pieces that are on the floor and stuff. Got Jenga over there. Look at this power system we have here. Then we can grab the pixel ripped. Gonna have to move back a little bit. There we go. And then we can hit the on button here. Hey, pixel arc the Dot to the future. Let's go.
Hey George, what you playing there?
This guy. That's my friend.
That pixel ripped a Dot to the future? Huh. I beat that game like a gazillion times. You know they're gonna release a new pixel ripped game for Christmas, right? Don't tell anyone, but my uncle works at Ultimate, so I got the new Ultimate 32 before anyone else. I could show you, but it's like top secret. Besides, I wouldn't show it to a dork like you. You're not ready for an Ultimate 32.
Oh, hi, honey.
There's a mom.
Oh, sorry I'm late. The open house took way too long. Where is your dad? He should be back by now. Oh, hey there, Mike.
Hi, Mrs. Keene.
David.
Suck up.
Seriously? The day has barely started and you're already on that video game? You don't even know what's inside that plastic box. People are saying there's radiation leaking from it. Do you know what radiation could do to a growing boy?
Yeah, David. Maybe that's why you're so short.
Oh my! You think so? Oh no, I gotta
This
ask the
freaking guy's
pediatrician
pissing me
about
off
this.
already. Typical guy over there. Like the kids back in the day, trying to make it like they seem cool because they can play games that you don't have and stuff.
Doesn't he, Kathy?
And the mom being the typical games are bad for you. There it is. Where we just were before. We were in that bedroom 5 minutes ago. Dad, I need your help. Come find me in my hut. And I gotta say, this whole room looks awesome. Like, I feel like I'm sitting here, especially since I'm playing this game sitting down. I usually play VR games sitting up, but I knew what kind of game this was, so I wanted to try it sitting down. And, you know, sitting down in this chair really makes me feel like I'm sitting on the floor and just watching this TV screen here. It's a surreal experience right now. Let's see. Definitely reminds me of a certain game. Wow, it's the Pixel Stone Guardian. I knew I should have worn my good shirt today. Doc, come here. I baked a cake for you. Oh, someone already ate it. I heard that Doc grabbed Southern Lord by the ponytail and threw him into the sun. Apparently I'm a pretty big deal around these parts. My daughter wants to be a hero like you when she grows up. Could you try to change your mind? So you're going through the village talking to people. It's such a privilege to live near the Pixel Temple. Wait, these woods are extremely dangerous. Oh, it's you. Keep up the good work, hero. This is so cool. Like I said, this is really reminiscent of some games in the 90s that we all used to play. And,
You know what? You sound so happy playing the game.
this guy's freaking back again.
See you later, dork. Bye, Mrs. Keene.
Still sucking up over there.
Walk around town and help the old ladies cross the street.
Oh, you're so cute. I could do it. Oh. Bye, sweetheart. Hear that, Dave? You should learn a little from Mike and find something more productive to do with your holidays.
Pick up the phone. Leave me alone.
When I get off the phone, you better not be playing that thing. Do you understand?
Oh god. We're gonna have to start hiding the controller or something.
Hello? Hi, Isabella. David, come say hi to your tia. Never mind, that video
Oh my
game's got him hypnotized again. I know, I'm trying, but Greg keeps indulging him. Why do I need to be the bad guy? Can you... Something called Ultimate 32? What does that even mean? Ultimate violence? I can't give him that. Oh, it's Christmas. I don't want him to hate me.
Let's
What
go.
am I going to do?
Ooh. I don't know what that thing does.
Amanda from finances told me her daughter went bald after playing too much. Can you believe that?
Can you hear all these stories that these people are talking about on the phone? I literally feel like I'm listening to my parents from back in the day telling me how, like, oh my god, video games are bad, it's gonna do this, it's gonna do that. Like, oh my god, like, this is literally hilarious. This is how all 90s parents were back in the 90s when you were trying to play
But what
video
can I
games.
do? I can't
Gotten a
shut
lot
up
better
an hour
now,
so
for
he can
sure.
play. right?
Damn it, I thought I was past
You
it.
did. How did it go?
I didn't know. I thought I could just stand there, but apparently not. Doing pretty bad at this right now. I got freaking 5 squares right now.
That handsome doctor said video games can make kids forget how to speak. Don't you know David's
Video
been
games can
right?
forget how to speak. This is literally hilarious. Oh boy, didn't expect them all to show up.
Maybe all those annoying beep-beeps and pew-pew-pews are making him go deaf. At least that would explain why he never listens to me.
Damn, I'm doing pretty bad. This guy over here that shoots in all directions pisses me off.
What's happening to kids these days? When we were little, we had to beg our parents to let us go out. Now all David wants to do is stay home all day. What? David! Are you still on that thing? I'm sorry, Isabella. I'm going to have to call you back.
She's gonna kill me.
Okay, David, time's up. Do I need to force you to turn that thing off? I'm just looking out for you.
Use the toy gun
You're
to
making
distract
me
the
lose my
grown-ups. A
patience.
simple toy gun, harmless but capable of making a huge mess. Plastic bullets don't hurt, but they can start a big mess. Use the toy gun to distract.
That's enough, mister. That's it. I'm sorry, but I need to protect you from... Oh, darn it. What's that? Ugh.
Alright, so that's how we distract her. She's got to clean up those cookies. So we can continue playing our game here. We got to keep an eye on her.
Fine. You win. You can play while I make another...
Dude, I'm getting my ass kicked by these stupid... By these, ones that hit sideways and stuff. Gosh, scared the shit out of me with this frickin' tree. Jesus Christ. I almost jumped in the chair.
You are? What
I didn't know people were gonna come out of nowhere.
Oh, Greg, come on. How did you end up with a tree like that?
What? Oh, you're talking crazy. This was the best tree of the lot.
Really, Greg? That one?
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. There were so many trees. They were all so pretty. I couldn't choose just one. Oh, and then I got hungry, so I went to get a burger, but I got some mustard in my jacket. And, well, you know,
Stop. Oh, it's okay. Oh, we'll make it work. David, dear, I think your father needs your help fixing up that tree.
no need to bother him. He must be in the middle of saving the world or something, right, Jim?
Damn right.
I got this in the bag.
He was always
You'll
a cool
see.
parent.
This caterpillar is about to turn into one beautiful
done.
butterfly.
Whatever you say, honey.
Lost all my squares. There's always the cool parent that knows.
Hello, Mrs. Donovan. This is Karen Keene. My associate told me you had some questions for me.
Go, 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 go.
Yes, there's a laundromat very close by. Oh, don't worry. I know how it is. David used to wet the bed all the time.
Oh my gosh, talking about me wetting the bed. To our friends.
David, I can see you're still playing. Sorry, I need to deal with something. Where
Take that
did this
shit
come
up.
from?
And this game is actually not that bad too. This game I'm currently playing right now. This is it.
I didn't forget you, but I need to call someone so things in there and turn that off.
Carefully now. Oh, darn it.
Hello, Mary. This is Karen. Just calling to check in. Did you have time to think about the studio?
It's hilarious how she makes these phone calls and then gets mad as soon as she catches me playing while she's still on the phone call that she said I can play while I'm on the phone.
There's a beautiful garden in the back. Oh, sure. I guess it's diggable. Yes.
Let's do it.
What do you mean? How deep? I'm sorry, what exactly do you need to bury? David, how many times do I have to tell you?
Again with this?
I'm so... What? How did this happen?
You just made me die. Typical of the 90s. You made me die because I had to look away from the screen because you were asking me for something. It's exactly what happened to me a million times. Trying to play a game, get interrupted, end up dying. What the hell was that from?
What about, I could just, no?
Oh, darn it. I was supposed to call them yesterday. I'll be right back to deal with you, mister.
Yeah, you do that.
Hello, this is Karen Keene, the realtor who is keen on finding you a home. It's the perfect place to enjoy your retirement years. Your favorite foods. I mean, of course I knew that. I meant your future retirement.
God damn it, those spiky things from the top.
Well, nobody's gonna notice this.
David, get off that game already! Oh,
Pick that
but
up.
I just cleaned this room.
Damn it. See, I'd be much better at this if I didn't have to worry about my mom nagging me the whole entire time.
Hey, honey, where are the rest of the decorations?
The expensive ones? They're locked in the closet upstairs.
Oh, why are they locked?
I'll go get them for you.
Oh, wait, I can help.
Got it. Come on. Back in town, folks. Did he want me to go somewhere else? Not this way. You wanted me to head back into town. Oh, does he want me to go in here? That would make sense. Wow, that was him the whole entire time. Wow. There we go. We're screwed. Oh! They just broke out in the real world. Oh shit. Oh boy. What are we gonna do now? Fight! Let's go! Look at this 2D battle right here. No! Is there a reason why I can't move? Alright, I must be missing something. Oh, my hand wasn't on the directional pad. I was gonna say, I'm really confused. Oh my god, this is so cool. Literally. The nostalgia right now. Doing this boss battle. And you're fighting in front of a room that has a freaking VCR sitting over there. VCR tapes. Oh! Climbing on top of buildings now. Do I have to hit this building or something? How am I supposed to get him out of there? So I can't jump. No, I can't jump. But this doesn't seem to be doing anything either. No. Exactly what we should be doing here. I just died though. Alright, here we go. That was a game over immediately. We got it. Let's go. Let's go. Damn it. Alright, he's halfway down. So, there's nothing around the actual room. You can't knock them down with anything. You can't climb on any of this stuff. Oh shit, the gun! I totally forgot about that thing. Totally forgot that that thing was even here. Got caught. Need that gun again. Shit. Really? I ran right into that. No. No. Almost dead. Oh, thank God. Nice. She was being brainwashed that. It's not so shiny. She gone. That was unfortunate, but oh, the Pixel Sun, I can't believe Cyber Lord has taken it. This is serious, Dot. We need to get back to. Wait, what is that? What's he looking at? Our game cartridge. It's ruined. Kidnapping, identify theft, and now this. 1995 games have been much darker plots than we were used to. Come on, Dot. We need to strategize. Chapter 1 saved. Hey. Far off land, the damage is worse than I imagined. You should not blame yourself. Of course it is your fault, but you should not waste your time with self-pity. I'm here now. Just listen to me. We can fix this. I did not think it was necessary to tell you this before, but Cyberlord did not come to 1995 at random. This is a very crucial year for our world. Big changes are coming in just a few days. The Cyberlord has the power of the Pixel Stone. When that happens, I shudder to imagine the chaos he could bring upon us all. But we need to tackle our problems one at a time. Right now, we need to focus on helping the player. He cannot play with this broken cartridge after all. But trust me, I have the perfect plan to get him a new one. Behold, a telephone. What? I'm not going to waste my magic on this. Oh, it's ringing. Hello there. I'm talking to Miss Keene. Oh, my voice? You see, this is a recorded message by Sarah. You're talking to a machine, obviously. Moving on. We're inviting you to the grand holiday sale going on at your local video game rental store. Everything is 90% off. Yes, this seems like an appropriate discount. But it will end soon, very soon. Just in 10 minutes, so hurry up. Goodbye. Oh, that went great. Player should be on his way to the video game rental store. Go, Dot, help him retrieve a new cartridge. That's hilarious. Alright, so this is where we're going to leave the game off. That gives you a little bit of what the gameplay is going to be like. I'm so interested in this game, and I'm going to definitely continue playing this more. But we'll end the video here as far as the gameplay. I'll continue playing this, and then once I play a few more chapters, we'll get to the table, and I'll tell you what I think. Let's go ahead and do it now. Alright, guys, so that was Pixel Rip 1995. And I've been looking forward to this game ever since it was announced. Like I said, I played the 1989 version that they came out with, and that game was awesome. But as more of a 90s kid myself, I was really looking forward to see what they would do in the 90s era and see how they would incorporate it into this game. And as you guys saw in the early part of the game there, they did a really, really good job as far as the art style in the game. The graphics and the actual overall look really makes you feel like you're in the 90s. Like being in that room with playing as the kid, sitting there with the console in his hand, sitting there with the controller in his hand, having the parents walk in, like, you know, nagging you for playing video games and stuff, saying it's going to do bad for you, having that little kid next to the window telling you how bad you are at video games and stuff. All that stuff is something that we probably all experienced if you grew up in the 90s and played video games. So that was an awesome throwback, and, you know, as always, having the levels break out of not just being on the TV, but then also break out in the world around you and having that boss fight that you guys saw was really, really cool how I did that, how they did that. And I was really looking forward to, of course, playing more chapters after that. And I got to tell you guys, the variety in this game is tenfold, so much better than the first 1989 game that they made. So the first game, was more, you know, the same style over and over again as far as the gameplay you were doing. But in this one, it literally takes all the 90s great video games and just kind of throws them all at you. So, you know, in one chapter you're going to be doing a Zelda-like adventure, in another chapter you'll be doing a racing-like adventure, in another chapter you'll be doing, you know, something completely different from one to another. You'll be doing a Metroidvania-style game. So it just goes through and does all the 90s hit classics and basically incorporates it into this game of what you're playing through. And it really brings you back to that time, and it brings you back in a really good way. And the variety in this game is so good. And each level design, you can easily play through it and pick a chapter off from the main menu once you beat the whole game to, you know, redo that level. And anybody who's a fan of the 90s and grew up in the 90s and is a fan of retro games needs to play this game for sure. It's nothing like, especially if you've never played the first one, it's nothing like you've played before. This is nothing, like I said, this isn't a game that you can do in a 2D space. This is what VR exists for. You couldn't, if you made this game in a 2D space, you would just be playing retro video games. You know, I could pile up my TV and connect the Super Nintendo to it, and it wouldn't be anything like what this game makes you feel like when you're in there and encompassing you into that world and doing it how this game does it, and making that game come alive into the living room that you're sitting in and doing the boss fight right in front of you and stuff. It's not anything a 2D game could do, and this is exactly what makes VR stand out, and what makes VR great for gaming is games like this that really change what you couldn't do in 2D spaces and bring it into a space where, you know, it's nothing like anything else you've played. So the game is about 3 hours, so if there was any negative that I would say is that I didn't want the game to end. I wanted them to keep going and going and make more variety of games and keep going with the gameplay. But of course, that's not possible. But it's about 3 to 4 hours depending on how fast you play through the game. And this is a great game. I can't wait to show this to other people who are, you know, friends of mine who grew up in the 90s as well, because they've never experienced anything like this before. So I can't wait to show them a game like this and you know, select a chapter and be like, hey, run through this 10 to 15 minute. Each chapter is about 15 minutes or so, 15 to 20 minutes. So having them run through that will be fun, and having on the Oculus Quest, it looks and plays great. I don't know what it looks like, obviously, on other platforms. I didn't play it on Steam or on the Rift or anything. I just played it on the Quest. So I don't know how much better the graphics look, but I never played this game on the Quest and said, damn, I wish I can go to another system that it looked better in. Because everything looks like it should. Everything has the look that I would want, and it looks great. So I couldn't imagine what they would do to make it look any better, except maybe, like, you know, increasing the resolution a little bit. But I don't really, like, I'm not earning for anything like that. Like, this game looks really good on the Oculus Quest, and I'm happy to have it on there to take it portably and not have any cables, of course, or anything. So Pixar, you guys did a phenomenal job. I can't wait to see what you guys do on your next adventure and what game you guys come out with next. This game is rock solid. It's $19.99. It's available on all the VR platforms. It's even coming to PSVR shortly. It's not available yet on PSVR, but it's going to be coming on there shortly. And it's just a great game. For $20, you can't go wrong for this game. I think everybody should definitely play this, like I said, especially if you want to go through a nostalgic trip lane and you were born in the 90s and you grew up playing these retro video games. This is going to be an awesome experience, in my opinion, for all you guys. So if you guys have any questions about anything you guys have seen here today, as always, leave it down below. If not, thank you guys for watching. Till next time.
Tech, gaming techie is the gaming tech, gaming techie, gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech, going for a recce is the gaming tech, gaming techie is the gaming tech, gaming techie.